Hey, welcome to Zuul After Dark. You were here with our mysterious guest this evening who is here to talk to us about feet. That's right, tootsies, toes. You cannot see mine. But we're going to talk about feet tonight. Seems like a fun subject. Feet are a fun fetish to have. So we're going to engage a little bit about feet. I want to know when, my friend, did your fascination with feet? When did you discover this fascination?
It had to be in the 90s with two movies.
Okay.
And the first movie was Rage in Harlem, and a young Robin Givens seduced this I don't remember the actor, but seduced him with he started rubbing her feet and she just pressed her feet up on him. And
And you were like, oh,
that was scene number one,
feet.
and number two was of course the foot guy, Quentin Tarantino, and Selma Hamleck in the strip club where she pours the vodka down her foot into his mouth.
Oh yeah, everybody got a that you if you man, I can't
Those
imagine
two
what that's like for
scenes,
somebody who
and
has a foot fetish, but for even people who don't have a foot fetish, you damn near develop one watching that scene. That scene is a fetish all
those
by
two
itself.
those two moments in the 90s when I was a teenager, like it just did something for me.
It did something. Well, that second one did something for everybody.
Well, yes, but we're not talking about everyone. We're talking about me. But those two scenes,
Fascinating stuff. Yeah, definitely. I can see where that yeah, I can see how that would be an exciting way to start your interest in it. I mean, so feet as opposed to other body parts. Why specifically? Because I'm sure you've seen sex scenes with other body parts featured more upfront. So why were the feet better than other
it
body parts?
was, I'm telling you, it was the 90s. And those two scenes, and when the women were starting wearing the toe rings,
Toe rings. I
it
remember
was
toe
like,
rings.
come look at me.
Come look
Come
at my
look at me.
toes.
And open toed shoes with the toe rings. It was like, come look at me.
Nice. So, is that your favorite thing about feet? Is the toes, or is there a certain part of the foot that's more erotic to you, or is it toes?
I'm more toes, but a nice arch of the foot will do it for me also.
I always thought it's fascinating that we all have balls. That and sometimes my balls hurt, and I'll say so. I'll be walking around in high heels, and I'll go, my balls hurt. Because that's a part of the foot too, is that we all have balls. We all have balls on our
That
feet.
is the heel, not the
No, my heels don't hurt. My balls hurt. My heels never hurt. It's always the ball of my foot.
ball. All
Yeah,
right.
I got achy balls, man. They
Rubbed.
need it. They need it badly. But I don't
I
have a foot
bet.
fetish guy in my life who wants to touch my feet. My feet, I got gnarly feet. So that's another subject. Gnarly feet. Are there pretty feet? Are there gnarly feet? Are all feet beautiful to you, or are there certain feet that are like a turn off?
There are feet that are turn off. Um, my former wife had hideous feet.
And hideous feet. For a foot fetish guy, you don't know how to pick them.
Well, you know what? I was very in the closet about the feet, and
Okay, with the
and
shoes. I was in the closet with the shoes about the feet.
yes, in the closet. Oh goodness, I guess I
Sniffing
walked
the
into that
shoes.
one. I walked into that one. Oh man. Um, that was something that was not expressed early in our relationship, and I hid it from her,
Okay.
or we just didn't
Did
talk
you
about
ever
it.
tell her?
No,
Never? How do you
no,
think she would have handled it if you had told her?
probably grossed out with her feet. She did not have
Okay.
nice feet.
Okay. I can see how if you're a lady with ugly feet, that having a guy on hand who has a thing for feet would be like, "Oh, so you find me hideous." Ah,
It was
I
something
have
we did not talk about.
I have crow feet, so I can see that. You've seen my feet. We did a photo shoot. My feet came out and I was like, "Don't look. They're horrid." You were like, "I like
Yes,
feet though."
yes.
And I was like, "Not my feet though."
But you know what though? I You made a comment, I made a comment, and you were not like you accepted it and rolled with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know
You
my
know,
beautiful
so that
parts and my
was,
not so beautiful parts,
but
and
that
feet
was
are not
cool
my
of you.
most
The
beautiful
fact
part.
that, I openly told you I have a thing for feet, and you were like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think a lot of people are open to that. I don't think it's something that you will have to eternally hide with. I respect your anonymity, but I absolutely think that it is something you could come out in the open with, and it's pretty widely accepted. Feet are you're not the only guy out there, trust me, who's into feet. Feet are a common fetish, I think, that a lot of people have because they're an erotic part of our body. They're beautiful. They carry us. They're strong. They're arched.
It's
They
There
have
are
their
some people that
grace.
are cool with it, and there are some people that are repulsed by it.
They're absolutely way prettier than say our private parts. Our private parts are pretty ugly. So
This is
seeing feet are actually prettier. They're much more artistically pleasing. So um your favorite thing about feet is the toes, but a nice arch is where it's at as well. Like a nice
right.
high arch.
A nice arch.
So with that being said, do you like shoes on, shoes off? Like is a high heel where it's at for you because it causes that nice arch?
I like good heel. I like, open toes, like
So an
sandals or
open-toed heel.
you know, open to oh those old school peekaboo heels. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that can really get me going.
One that has the cutout in the side so it shows the arch of the foot.
Or
Yeah.
or the
Those are
peekaboos
some sexy
with the
shoes.
toes. The peekaboos with the toes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are nice.
those are
You have to have
nice.
and so you like when you're talking about you want to see those toes. So well, the next question's kind of void. I was gonna ask if you like socks or bare feet, but clearly you like bare feet better than socked feet.
Correct.
Do you like socks though? Are socks sexy? Or is it the foot itself? Not the
It's the
garment that goes on the foot.
you know what?
A dressed
I
foot is not
I
yours.
guess if a lady is wearing, like a costume or an outfit and she's wearing like the knee-high socks or over the knee socks, that can be there we go. There we go. Like that can be a turn on.
It's for my leg guys. You got to see my
There we
leg.
go. Nothing wrong with legs either.
They attach to the feet. So if
You
like
know
there
it.
wasn't a leg attached to the foot, would you still find a foot sexy? If like someone was born with feet that were just protruding from their hips, like flippers, would that
Oh,
still
I
be
don't know
sexy
about
because they
that.
got a foot?
What's that?
Would it still be sexy because they have a foot?
I
It's a
think I
nice
need.
foot.
I think I need the whole package.
You need the whole leg to go with the
The
foot.
whole leg to go with the foot.
Okay, okay. So there's an interesting concept too. What about prosthetic feet?
You know what? A friend of mine, she sent me a link to a fake foot under the guise of for foot fetishes, and it just turned. You know what? I'm sure she had good intentions and did, sent it as a joke, but as a funny ha 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 because I know you like feet. But it like that kind of did not
That
do it for me.
offended you? It did not
What
do it for you. Were
it
you
did not do it
offended?
for me. Was
It just
that
didn't do it for you. Were you offended or just didn't do it for you?
because I know her, I cannot be offended, and it just did not do anything for me.
Just did not, it's just not where it's at. You like the fleshy feet.
I
Fleshy feet,
fleshy
uh,
feet
the
with a
flesh of the
pulse,
foot
connected
with a
to a
pulse.
leg.
So no diabetic neuropathy feet that are all pulseless and
Nope.
pasty, cold.
Nope.
So
It's not where it's
that brings
at.
me to the next question. Do you like to look at or do you also want to touch feet? Obviously, if there's this need for them to be pulsating feet, then do they
What,
also need to be obviously feet that you can feel comfortable touching? You like touching them?
yes. What do touching them how? With my hands or with?
Well,
Well, come
either
on,
way.
go ahead, ask the question.
Do you like touching your stuff? Because I don't know how graphic we can get on YouTube, but do you like touching your junk with feet? Have you
Yes,
tried it? You do. Okay.
I have not had that opportunity experience. I
Oh,
had a fling.
but you want to.
I had a fling with someone, and she offered one night, and it was our first time being intimate, and I kind of rejected it because I just didn't want that to be the first
Stigma.
time to be awkward.
Okay. Fair enough. Very gentlemanly of you. You should have taken that opportunity though. If that
You know
opportunity ever
what?
comes your
There
way
are
again,
times where I have kicked myself for not taking that opportunity,
I
but
bet. I bet. Because
but
that
like you
was a
said, I
freebie
was
from the foot gods. They were
but
like, "You want one?"
but I like I said, it was our first night together intimately, and I was just trying to be cool and not.
So, because your wife's feet were not up your alley, um, let's say, have you ever had intimate encounters with feet where you've touched feet intimately, where you're massaging the foot or where you're touching the foot with your hands?
Yes.
Okay. And do you enjoy that? Is there like a compersion to watching their enjoyment of it?
um, in a way, it's an intimate gesture, and in a way, it's almost like taking care of your partner by rubbing the feet. So it's not only
Okay.
for my enjoyment of touching the foot, but it's also to um, show affection to my partner in that
Okay.
aspect by rubbing
Yeah.
their feet.
So it's a
And
two-way street.
in some cultures, it's an act of servitude and humbling to bathe your bathe a person's feet. So in that aspect,
Right.
it is
It's
a
very
humble but
spiritual in some
also
ways.
respect. What's that?
Spiritual in some ways.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to talk over you. I'm sorry about that.
No,
But
me too.
yeah, and I just happened to get slightly aroused by touching the feet.
Have you ever licked feet or sucked toes?
Yes and yes.
And what do you think of that? I would assume do they need to be clean feet or do you prefer dirty feet?
No, I prefer clean feet. You know
Of
what?
course.
It's like any sexual act. The cleaner the body part, the better it is for everybody.
Absolutely. So see, it's
So,
even a sanitary practice if you do it the right way. So
correct,
a nice clean foot is something you like to orally stimulate.
correct.
And how do your partners react to that?
Um, like I said, the lady that I had a fling with, it kind of, I don't think it turned her off. It just caught her off guard, and she knew about it, but was just taken back and slightly intrigued, but like she was cool with it
That's cool. I'm glad you
because
found
obviously
somebody
she
out
didn't.
there that was cool with that and like was giving you that opportunity to do a little foot play.
Right, and then at least she did not kick me in the face. Like,
Yes.
what are you doing?
That might have would that be a turn on? Getting kicked in the face? You're
No.
not down with the violence. There's no violence involved in your foot fetish. It's a very gentle foot fetish.
You know, if it's someone that I've been with for a long period of time and they wanted to maybe
Step on you?
step on, but once again, that would have to be a trust thing. It's just
Trust.
not like, oh, hey,
We've just met. Let me
I
step
just
on
met
you.
you, and by the way, come stuff in my face. No, it was somebody that would have to know and have a trust
Yeah.
thing with.
Yeah. That makes sense. It makes absolute sense. What
Like
is
I
your
would not want
ultimate?
to be kicked in the private area
Oh,
with a
there are
foot.
people who that's a kink. I knew
You know what?
someone.
No, no. You want to touch? Okay.
Don't
prod a
kick me in
little,
the junk. Not down with that.
but do
Don't
not
like your
do
feet that
not
much.
want do not pretend you are a football player going to kick the field goal with my guys. That I am not into.
I'm not
There are
into that
limits.
kind of pain. Thank you. I don't really
There are
like.
limits.
So yeah, you're not into pain, you're just into feet. So there's a different not all kinks are painful. I think people think that kink means you're into pain, and not every kink is painful. Some kinks are gentle and loving.
Well,
So yeah,
I don't mind a little, but once again, with that is a trust factor. Like I said,
absolutely.
do not wind up and Chuck Norris kick me in the privates.
Yeah.
But but if you wanna just poke a little, that could
Boop,
be
a little boop.
a little boop, that's
A
fine.
little boop.
Do not curb stomp
Do not curb stomp my guys.
my guys.
That's not cool. That's not
Do
how I
not
want your foot
curb
to
stomp
contact my
my
body.
face. That, like I said, there are limits, and once again, a trust factor,
Sensible limits and trust. Yes.
right?
Absolutely. There
And
are boundaries with feet too.
there are boundaries. Period.
Mhm. So if somebody stepped on you, would you want them to step on you with shoes on, or would you want them to step on you with bare feet?
Wow, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess with bare feet. I never thought of
Bare
that.
clean
That
feet.
is
Yeah.
a
Because shoes on seems disrespectful to me. But some people like that. They want that. They
one.
want that momentary disrespect because of trust. You have to have a trusting relationship to have that because they want that degradation.
You know, if I was with somebody and we talked about it, I could go for that.
Probably a brand new pair of shoes though, like fresh out of the box.
Like I said, talk and trust and all that stuff.
What is your ultimate foot fantasy?
Um, really?
Yeah,
Uh,
really?
I guess a woman using her feet to, I don't know how far we can go here.
To do the thing that you didn't let her
Climax me,
do.
climax
Yes.
me with their feet, and I'll be willing to lick that off their toes.
Oh, wow. See, now
Wow.
that's going to a whole new level. So you'd be willing to partake of your own
Yep.
to and it just because it was on her foot, but
Yeah.
nowhere else.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you would partake of your own from other parts of her body, but definitely from her foot.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a kink too? That might be a kink too. I would say that's a kink too. Because not every guy's willing to do that.
Takes a real, well,
It takes a man who knows his
a certain
manliness.
type of guy to do that.
Yeah. Who's like secure in that. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's my own.
But you know what? Like that's, yeah, I would do that.
Fascinating. You learn something new every day. I never even thought about that. That's an interesting fantasy. I like it.
All right.
So, in that fantasy or in any fantasy, would you prefer them to have you said you love the toe rings. Are there other decorative features on feet like painted toenails,
Painted toenails for sure.
tattoos? Do you like tattooed feet?
Tat- but I've seen some tattooed feet which are cool, but it depends on the design. And don't ask me. It just, if it's
Hmm.
there, it's there. And
So if they had SpongeBob on their foot, you would be like, that
I
kind
don't know
of
about that. That might be a
turns
lie,
me
but
off.
like a pretty flower on their foot,
But a
sure.
pretty flower or something like that that's more decorative.
More
Okay.
decorative, more
Okay.
feminine, yes. SpongeBob, no.
SpongeBob, no. I'm
No,
gonna have problems
sorry.
with having SpongeBob on your foot because I want to do things with your foot, and then it feels like I'm doing things with SpongeBob.
We just shattered so many people's childhood right there.
That's what I do. It's a destroyer of childhood dreams.
Oh dear.
Who knows? Maybe somebody out there has a SpongeBob fantasy, and that just was like a whole new chapter of their SpongeBob fantasies. They're like, now I have to find the girl with the SpongeBob tattoo on her foot because I'm really into that.
Wow.
SpongeBob has many holes. So, speaking of inanimate objects with many holes, we already talked a little bit about prosthetic feet and how you're not into prosthetic feet, but would you use a vajankle? Do you know what a
No.
vajankle is? No, you would
Yes, I
not.
do, and no, I don't. And that is somebody said that person who sent me something on his Instagram. That was it. Uh,
It was a
and
vajankle.
right,
Okay.
and This person knows that I have a thing for feet, and she sent to me as a joke. So that is definitely off the table.
Off the table because it's not real and doesn't have a pulse and it isn't warm. Now, what if they made one that was like had a hand warmer? What if you put a hand warmer in it?
Nope.
What if it was warm
Nope.
inside?
Nope.
Still no. No
Nope.
vajankles. Gotta be the
Nope.
real
I'm
deal.
sorry. I am sorry. It's
So
gotta
let's say
be
you're madly in love with this woman who has beautiful feet and you're having the most ultimate lifetime fantasy sex with her feet on a regular basis and she loses both of her feet in a terrible accident. Is it over? Is the relationship over?
no.
You
No, the
would still love
relationship is
her
not
in
over.
spite of her not having feet.
Correct.
That's good to know. Bless your heart. It's just not it's not
Oh,
the
wait a
woman
second.
doesn't.
Wait a second here. I grew up in the South, and I know "bless your heart" is code.
Ah, bless your heart.
That is code.
The hell you
That
would.
is the polite way of saying "go f yourself."
No, I meant it sincerely.
Well,
I'm from
okay,
the
okay.
Midwest. We use bless your heart differently. We mean it.
9 times out of 10, anybody that says "bless your heart," I do not
Oh,
trust
bless
them
your heart.
because once again, I grew up in the South, and I know that's code.
No, I was just thinking the poor woman with no feet, but if you would still love her anyway, it goes to show what a well-rounded man you are overall. It's not the you love the overall woman, not just her feet, but her feet are an
Correct.
addition
The
to
the the
her
the, the,
overall attractiveness.
the
So,
attractive feet would be honey on the biscuit.
honey on the biscuit. Yeah, yeah, or honey on her feet. Would you eat food off someone's feet?
You know what? I I probably would.
What kind of food though? I mean, does it have to be what kind of does it have to be sweet like honey or whipped cream and those kind of dessert type foods? Or would you eat like guacamole?
Wow, now I really have to think about that. That that was not on my bingo card tonight. You know what?
Would you eat
It,
guacamole off
you
someone's
know what?
feet?
It depends on the situation, and depends on the person, and depends on the vibe.
Hmm. Speaking of food and feet, does it excite you when women make food like with their feet? Like, for example, grape stomping for wine. It's a good example of it. There are other foods people make with their feet, but grape stomping is a well-known one. Does that excite you? Does that make the wine taste better knowing that it was made with somebody's feet?
You know what? I don't know. I don't think I've ever had
Thought about it.
wine. I never. I don't think I've ever had wine that was prepared that way with the traditional foot stomping.
You're gonna have to add that to your fetishist list of foods you must eat
That
then
might. I mean,
to make your ultimate fantasy night. You want to start with a good foot stomped wine.
oh my goodness, as long as it's right, sign me up. I'm a red wine guy, so
Ladies, if you're out there, this gentleman is single, I believe, and
he is
he is looking for a lady who wants to go on a nice little grape stomping adventure and then let him lick their feet clean.
it's not the only thing I'll like, but
So if you roll around in the grapes too, you get the extra feature.
oh, oh Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy. So tell me more about your foot dreams. Like, what are your hopes and aspirations with your desire for feet? Do you want to, like, I know that you do photography as a side gig. Do you want to do a portfolio of feet, for example?
I've shot a few feet pictures, and I know someone who sells feet pictures on the side. I've helped them out. I've helped a couple people, a couple women who sell feet pictures on the side.
Nice.
So,
Do feet pictures do it for you? Or does it have to, again, be the fleshy foot? Does an image of a good foot do it for you?
yes, but it if it's someone that I know and they take the picture with the intent to send it to me, makes it more exciting.
Okay. So the intimacy of knowing who the foot's attached to is important
And
to you.
knowing that they
That
purposely
their
took that picture
intentions.
to send it to me.
So like if you're flipping through a magazine and you're seeing shoe ads, that doesn't excite you.
Not really.
Huh. I always wondered that about foot fetish people, if they got excited by shoe ads and things of that nature, pantyhose commercials and things like that. If they were like, "Ooh,
Well,
that's
no,
my favorite."
pantyhose is a whole nother story. That's a whole nother subject.
Okay. Well,
I
let's talk
mean,
about pantyhose. What is the thing with pantyhose?
since I am of a certain vintage, we'll say, I grew up watching the Benny Hill show, and of course, the Benny Hill show they had girls parading around in stockings and thigh highs and garter belts and all that stuff. So that probably added something to my foot fetish,
This is why the foot has to have a leg.
right? So yeah, I mean that whole pantyhose stocking thing does it for me. Back when you talked about socks, you know.
Were you one of those boys who used a sock?
No, no.
Wonder why not? Because that would have been right up your alley, man.
No, because I grew up in a very conservative
You just didn't
home,
do that kind of thing. That
and
would
we
have been
didn't do that
wrong.
type of thing. Even though I
So,
have lived in
speaking of
Ohio
socks,
since, well, God.
oh, go ahead. You
Oh,
first.
I was going to say, even though I've lived in Ohio since like the mid '80s. I grew up in the South before before we moved to Ohio, and there are just certain things a fellow doesn't do,
So is
such
that why
as
you're more into clean feet than like dirty feet? Because some guys with the foot fetish are really into the dirty feet. The dirtier they are, the better. And they like
I'm
them
not
dirty.
that I nope.
You
I
like them clean.
I
So
like
do
them clean.
you not like the smell of dirty feet or the
If
smell of
I
feet?
will put you this way, would you put a dirty foot in your mouth?
Not me. I wouldn't put
Oh,
a clean foot in my mouth.
but do you understand? Do you want like? I'm not saying it has to be clean, clean, but like if you're
Oh, I
walking around
understand the key
barefoot,
difference, but
if
there
you're
are
walking
guys
around
out there who would
barefoot,
put that
no.
dirty foot in their mouth. There are. I know you're not one of them, but it made me wonder then, how far does the extent of that cleanliness go? Does it have to be clean socks, or do you like the smell of the slightly fetid smell of like a sweaty foot that's been in a high heel all day?
I guess it depends. If
All you're
like I
gonna do is
said,
sniff it.
if
Do you
it's
like
it,
sniffing feet?
I guess it depends on the person. If I don't.
Depends on like how
I guess.
intimately you know them, or does it depend
Right.
more on okay, right. So say you intimately know them, does it depend then on how wretched their foot odor is?
Well, it it's I guess it depends on the situation at that point in time and whether or not things are going to
It
go
would
down. If things are
okay.
going to go down, hopefully we'll be a little clean before things go down. But you know what?
Yeah, it'd be like a let me
Sometimes,
sniff them toesies and then you need to hop in the shower.
sometimes,
Because I done sniffed them
sometimes,
toesies and they need to be washed.
sometimes things just happen when things happen, and you know what? I
You
mean,
only had time
you're
to sniff the feet. You didn't have time to wash them first. You had to carry on without
sometimes,
the foot the
sometimes
foot
you just
play.
gotta do what you gotta do.
We have explored some interesting avenues of the foot fetish world. There probably is a whole world out there of foot fetish people like you. Have you ever thought about joining groups,
No,
meeting
because
other people with a foot fetish?
No, because once again, it's one of those things, the way that I grew up, it was
You
kind
feel
of
shameful about it.
shameful and taboo. It was just something that you kind of kept undercover
Fair enough.
because, like I said, like it was just one of those things that only dirty people liked feet, only
No.
perverts.
Obviously not, because you're not perverse. I've met you on several occasions, and you're not perverse, and you're not dirty by any definition of the word. So
Thank you
obviously
very
not.
much. Thank you very
So,
much.
like, yes, you need to be credited for that because it's okay to have these thoughts and these things that you like without feeling dirty about them. And that's what part of Zool After Dark is supposed to be about, is bringing to light people's fun side, their fetishes, and bringing the fun out in them, and pointing out that even though sometimes people are made to feel dirty about them, they're not really dirty. Everybody has a sexuality and everybody has the things that turn them on and make them tick and make them feel good, and we should celebrate that. All of
And
these things were gifts to us as humanity. We should enjoy our bodies.
and I think a thing that we've touched a few times in this conversation is that respect and limits.
Respect, limits, and trust. Those
Right.
are very important things. You got to respect people's boundaries, and you've got to set boundaries about things that make you uncomfortable. And then you've got to build trust over time in order to enjoy the depths of your ultimate fantasies that you would like to live out. You can't just start right off the cuff with the Selma Hayek scene. Although, I don't know. That scene right there, that, like I said, does it for everybody, and I think anybody could be
That
talked into that.
right. And Quentin Tarantino in his movies,
I
obviously
want
the
to know how
dude
many takes
has
that took.
he has a thing for feet, you know?
Yes. Famous guys. And see, famous guy who has a thing for feet. Quentin Tarantino's not dirty and he's not perverted, but he has a thing for feet quite openly. And so I just want you to feel, hopefully this conversation has led you to feel a little more comfortable with your own skin and more comfortable within yourself to enjoy that and go out there into the world and venture and find out more about it, because there's a whole
And
world out there of feet and you're
and I
missing
think we
out.
talked about this before. Like I did a photo shoot with you and we joked around about it and I
Mhm.
said, "Oh no, I would never sneak a picture of your feet. I would come out in the open and say, "Hey," and you did not even bat an eyelash about that.
Not
So,
one. No, absolutely not, because it was something you were very respectful about, you were very cool about, And while feet to me aren't an intimate part, you see them differently. And so you're very respectful about how you treat people about their feet because you see them as an intimate part and you don't want to take advantage of that and just be shooting people's what you see as intimate PC parts without their knowledge. And I think that's really cool of you as a human being that you're
And
respectful.
once again, until you approached me about this podcast, like I think that was all we talked about feet was that one moment of 5 minutes of
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and
Yeah, and I was like,
that was
we need
it.
to talk more about it because I think that it's an interesting subject and there's a lot to dive into with regards to feet. And there's many different avenues that it takes, and it's very unique to each person. There's no standard fit because what I think of a foot fetish is this guy likes feet, all feet, overall, dirty feet, fake feet, and we come to find out fake feet don't do it. Photos of feet don't do it unless it's intentional, sent with purpose. Like it's very intimate for you. And I think that it's important for people to hear about that because they too are probably out there with the same feelings and being like, yeah, but I don't know if it really counts because I don't like dirty socks or something like that. It counts. You're valid. You don't have to like everything about your fetish to participate and enjoy the parts of it you do. So I think you did a wonderful service today, sir, coming
Thank
out
you
and
very
talking
much.
about feet.
Do you have any more questions for me?
I do not, but I really appreciate that you came out and talked openly and respectfully. And I thank you for coming and sharing your time with us this evening. Look forward to seeing you again in the future and tell you to go out there and find your foot happiness.
I am
You to
trying.
go explore the
I
world of foot
trying.
fetish. Yes. There are magazines all about it. There are and I'm sure you know about those. But like you said, the pictures don't do it justice for you. So, but you can go find real feet, real people with real feet.
I'll be more than happy to
who,
take
who are
pictures of
really
your feet.
super into it and really like that. And yeah, and you expand your world. So, all right. It's been awesome talking to you and fans out there watching. It's been awesome sharing this experience with you. Stay kinky, and we'll see you next time on Zuul After Dark.